I've decided I'm going to pull my cameras from this location. Reason being, I'm going to need them elsewhere very shortly. And where I'm moving the cameras to is the location where the Puma was seen. Now that Puma should be, in theory, due back in a couple of weeks' time. So I plan to try and preempt it, get the cameras out ready. Following on from the other night when I was taking the cameras away from the other location, I'm out now in the area where the Puma's been seen before. So I'm setting up the first camera, and this camera is just going to look out from the trees into an open area where it's possible the Puma has passed. And this is just based on what eyewitnesses have told me before. But as we know with these cats, you can never be certain. I've just realised I come away from the house without my microphones, so we might have a bit of wind noise in this video. We'll do what we can to keep it to a minimum. Sometimes it can be really difficult to decide which is the best way to position a camera, as in like what direction to point it, because you just never know. If anything does move past, is it going to go right in front of your camera or not? So ideally, you could say that at each place you put a camera, you need 4 cameras, maybe more, to cover the 360s around it. But of course, not everybody has that capability to provide for that. I know I don't. I don't know about anybody else, but when I hear unexpected sounds in the forest, I always get a little bit nervous. Right, so I think the camera is pointing the way I wanted. It's camouflaged the best I can. It's not too bad. And hopefully we won't have too many problems here with grass setting off the camera by blowing back and forth in the wind. I've always put the sensors to low, so it needs something significant to move in front of it to set it off. It does seem to work. Right, on to the next camera. Right, I've just noticed this as I was passing by. This impression here, I should say, 4 inches across. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's have a look. It feels like there's a toe impression there, and one there. Let's see if that's... Can't really feel like there's one there anywhere, unless that's it there. So we're going to be looking at... let's see if I can get my fingers to do this. There, 4 toes there, but that's probably not what you'd be expecting, this shape you'd be expecting to see for the back of the pad if this was toes. It's not reminding me of deer anyway, red or roe. Roe, it's too big for roe. Red, possibly you might expect it, but I can't really see the impression of a red deer in this, which isn't dry. It's quite soft really for the weight of the deer. That would be a good crisp impression if it's a deer. So the camera doesn't really show it very well, to be quite honest. But I think that's interesting, but there's a couple more here that we'll have a look at. Okay, so what we have is one here, there, and there. I'm seeing what's more like toes here and in here. This one I'm not so sure if that's got a bottom. Moss flattened inlets, it's kind of obscuring it. But we'll do a close-up on this one here first. Again, this is quite a confusing impression. So it's say 3 inches across. I'll put the tape there so you can see. 3, and that one's 3 as well. So whatever did these ones is the same animal, but there are definitely toe-like impressions there. The material isn't ideal for saying what it could be. There's no real. Well, let's see now. If we look at it this way, that'll be your outer 2 toes there, and there's the 2 inner ones. Now, if you look at my hand and then look at the impressions, you might think that could possibly be a leading toe there. Now, I'm not seeing any indication of claw marks, which is good. So possibly 3 inch. Well, that's not our Puma. It's bigger. It's a 6 foot body, according to the first witness, and the second witness said the Puma was my size, and I'm 5'8", so we're looking at the same animal, I would say. But that's different. There's smaller prints, impressions I should say. Can't call them prints unless they're absolutely precise. It's precisely clear. But then again there as well, it's quite hard to say. If you looked at it this way, that would be the pad, toe, toe, toe and toe. Now, is that a claw impression there, possibly? I don't know. It's hard to see. But certainly that is very interesting. Let's try and get a zoom in, or not a zoom in, let's a close up. Let me move it from this way now. It's not a great picture. It's better to see it with the naked eye. But let's just put my fingers in again, and if I compare it, you see what I mean with possible leading toe there. I don't know, I'll consider casting that possibly. But we'll move on now. I've decided, as I've got the plaster with me in the van, I think I will cast one of those impressions just to see what we get. You never know. So what I've done there is just made a little collar just to go around it, just to stop the plaster spreading too much. Right, so the plaster's in. Now we just have to wait. So that's the cast made, just waiting for it to dry now. So that'll be about another 20 minutes, and then I'll go back and take it home. Wait a few days for the mud to dry off properly, remove it and see what I get. But it's going to be a pretty rough cast, whatever it turns out to be. Not perfect, just with all the grass in it. Just the luck of the draw, really. But that's 2 cameras in, and I didn't expect to find anything of interest today, but struck lucky. So I've still got another 2 to do, and another 2 to check after that. But while I'm waiting for the cast to dry, I'm going to have my tea. There we are, 3rd camera in. Quite happy with that. I haven't been able to get a 4th camera in as the foliage is getting so thick in that particular spot. However, the 3rd one's looking good, so I'll just work with that just now. I'll go back though and maybe see if I can find another place that possibly could be a good spot for a camera, but we need to have a good field of view. There's no point putting it in if it's just going to see like 2 or 3 feet either side of a trail or something like that. The cast, I'll be looking at that later tonight. If it yields anything, I'll put it in a video. If it doesn't, I'll still put it in a video, just so anyone who watches these videos will know what the result of that was. But now I think it's time to finish the day and just head home.